Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. You are going to find the link in the description box of the article written in 2021 that the JRC does not want you to read by a small non-for-profit called NeuroClastic, started by autistics for autistics, over which the JRC is threatening a defamation lawsuit. Right there in the description box, folks. And since they are so scared of it, please share on all your social media, all right? We also have their public statement on that defamation lawsuit threat from NeuroClastic, as well as down at the very bottom of a page, they link to NeuroClastic's GoFundMe, just in case the JRC decides to see through their threat. Now, we also have the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones and grab you a kitty, okay? Also, it is 4:26 a.m. in the morning. I have no idea why I do this to myself. I am not awake. So if I stumble over my words, folks, my apologies in advance, all right? Can you apologize for mommy? You think you can do that? She says he says sorry. He says sorry. And then he has purse. All right, folks, we're going to where we left off yesterday. Get ready for more of the train wreck that is JRC word salad. God, they could give AH lessons. The June report suggests that JRC does not sufficiently train JRC parents or new staff on how to use the GED and propose that this is a direct violation of the FDA safety precautions. This is incorrect. The JRC's training procedures for new staff are clearly outlined in our training manual, including a description of comprehensive and ongoing training in the use of the GED. Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with the price of beans in Houston, JRC? Did you not see the part where they mentioned parents, not staff? Really? Really? Of course, I am fucking horrified that they say that parents must use these torture devices and adhere to their psychotic behavioral program at home just in and of itself. But now they're going to say, but our staff is clearly trained. That's not what was asked. Ugh. It is too early for this level of stupid. Family training is also a JRC requirement prior to any family members using the GED. Parents who do not successfully complete the training either do not take the student on the home visit if the student's behavior are too dangerous to do so without treatment, or take the student home without the device. Really? So you have the power to decide whether or not a parent can take their child home. When I say the JRC has complete power over these students, I'm not joking, okay? The fact that they can make the decision whether a parent can take their child fucking home or not is insane. Or they'll have to take them without the device, and we're going to tell them how horrible they are. Yeah, let's unpack that, shall we? Let's unpack that. If the parents refuse training, they will either try to convince the parent not to take the student home, or let them take them home without the device, but not before filling gaslighting and guilting the fucking parents and convincing them this is the only thing that can save their child, and calling them irresponsible and all kinds of garbage. I'm gonna read between the lines here, folks. These people don't just gaslight the students, they do it to the parents and the fucking staff. Why this doesn't raise red flags, I don't know. The NYSED review team did not sufficiently review JRC's training procedures for staff or parents and refused to discuss it with JRC staff, so it had no basis to make any observations or conclusions about the JRC training for staff or students. Actually, they have every right. That's what an independent investigation is. We have power over you, JRC, whether you like it or not. If we are sending students to you, it is our responsibility to see to their safety and that the proper education guidelines are being met. If they are not, it is literally our job to go in there. And if we go in there, again, as I said yesterday, the point of talking is over. That's the whole point of an unannounced visit. Your time to backpedal and cover your ass is over. Done. It's over with. You've probably had plenty of time at this fucking point to be able to argue your point. When we come, it's too late. Okay? We don't want to hear your excuses and your flimsy, paper-thin bullshit. All right? We're done. We're done at that point. I hope I drove that point home. You have no right. We have every right. Every right. Yeah. JRC's procedures and policies on the use of the GED device do not violate FDA requirements, and to JRC's knowledge, none of the review team members have any experience or qualifications to make the conclusions about compliance with FDA regulations. But the FDA does, don't they? But then again, when the FDA called you on your bluff and put the ban down, you didn't retract it and say that the FDA doesn't have the authority. So who does, JRC? Who has the authority to regulate your use of that device? Let me guess. You, right? With no checks or balances, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a torture device, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the JRC gaslight you into believing anything different. They sit there and just say, we don't violate FDA regulations, and there's the FDA. Actually, you do. But then the FDA must be wrong. Everybody's fucking wrong but the JRC. Kind of sounds like another trial, doesn't it? Just saying. All right, we'll go through this next one. We'll close out this morning because I can only tolerate so much stupid before I have to go on stupid queue when I get on the phones today. The June report states that in one classroom, a new staff member was briefly informed that his role in the room was to monitor one-on-one students' and second-party verification was not required before administering the GED. The new staff was handed the SLED GED transmitter and verbally given directions and instruction in when to administer the GED. The review team completely misrepresents what happened here. Oh, here we fucking go again. This was not a training session, but rather a pre-verification exchange by two staff. Again, pre-verification before a problem arises, folks. Fucked up, isn't it? This was not a training session, but blah, blah, blah. Some JRC programs require that one-on-one staff be pre-verified prior to administering GED consequence in order to decrease the amount of time between the occurrence and the behavior and the consequence. Yeah, we gotta have that fucking torture on time. The staff completing the pre-verification with other staff in this exchange was emphasizing the other staff that this particular student is deaf, which is standard procedure. What was observed was a pre-verification of behaviors for one-to-one staff, which was a brief review of behaviors that received the GED, including the fact that, the student is fucking deaf and you require them to be able to respond and not stop work and communicate when you don't require your fucking direct care staff who's doing one-on-one with a deaf student to learn sign language, but instead when the deaf student doesn't respond, shock them. Yeah, we've got the DESI report. Don't fucking at me, JRC. It is done hourly as a refresher and in no way intended to be pre-service or in-service staff training. You see how that makes it worse, right? When you're pre-authorizing someone to go ahead and torture someone with 2 weeks fucking training, you can see how everything's wrong here, right? Unpacking this every day just decreases my faith in humanity more and more and more and more. How anyone can defend this school with its complete lack of training, its complete, absolute no knowledge of just basic fucking mechanics. Fuck me. There's something wrong with y'all. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out for this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments and drink all the calming tea. For love of God, drink all the calming tea. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.